What's up, guys? This is Zach from Bet on It MMA, and I am here to give y'all fights to make after UFC Fight Night Merab versus Jan. Starting with the first main core fight up until the main event. These are fights that make sense, not just fun fights, but make sense in a business position and if guys are booked or not. Right. And first one, we have the first main card winner, Mario Bautista. He's on like a 4 fight win streak. Basically dominating all his opponents. He's seen that he's an up and coming prospect. Let's get him into the top 15. Let's give him a guy like Jack Shore. Jack Shore's actually fighting this weekend. You know, he's the heavy favorite in his matchup. So seeing that Jack Shore wins, let's give him Mario Batista. Yeah, I think that's a good fight to see where either of them are. Um, Guys that are probably going to be in the top 15 for quite a while, young guys, and just a really well-rounded matchup. So yeah, that's who I'm giving Mario next. Next up we have Jonathan Martinez. He was very specific on calling out 2 guys for after this fight. One Dominic Cruz and 2 Figueredo. Because Figueroa did say he wants to come up to 135. I don't see him getting Dominic Cruz. I see Dominic Cruz going after bigger names, and Jonathan Martinez, very good fighter, but just doesn't have the name that I think Dom is looking for. I think Dom's looking for big money fights. So I see him. He could get Figueredo, man. He definitely could get Figueredo if you know. I feel like Martinez would match up good with him, and that'd be a fun fight to watch. So, and if he wins, he'd probably get ranked. Even though Figueredo isn't ranked, he was former champ at 125. So that would put Martinez on a good little win streak. So I like that fight for him. Moving up, this one was very tricky because this guy has fought literally everybody, man. Krylov, I'm gonna give him the winner out of Walker versus Smith, even though he fought both guys, right? Assuming that Smith does beat Walker, I think Smith versus Krylov would make more sense. Smith is kind of in a gatekeeping position when it comes to top 5, and Krylov is looking to climb up the ladder. I think Smith's a good test. Smith got the better of him last time, and we can see, them guys running back. And that would ultimately, put Krylov in a good position. If Smith wins, that'd put him in a good position. So it makes sense for both guys. Moving up, we have Alexander Volkov. Uh, he's ranked number 8 right now. I have another guy who's just won a couple weeks ago in Sergey Spivak, right? Volkov showed very, very improved wrestling defense. And a guy like Sergey can really test that. If Volkov can get past Sergey, man, that's another good win. Moves him up in the rankings. Let's say that fight happens 4 to 6 months from now. Guys are gonna start getting lower on the rankings, and that could push Volkov or Spivak up in the heavyweight rankings. And heavyweights needs contenders right now more than ever now that you got a guy like Jones. So I like that fight to headline like a UFC fight night. Next up we have the main event winner. We have Merab, and this is an even harder guy to match up because he just beat the number 2 guy. He was number 3. So assuming that he gets the number 2 ranking, he has O'Malley ahead of him, and he has the champ, his training partner, Sterling. We know him and Sterling won't fight. O'Malley, I just feel like O'Malley at this point gets the winner out of Sterling and Cejudo because Merab doesn't want to fight his boy. And then you got Marlon Vera versus Corey Sandhagen, man. The winner out of that, 135, like I said, is very wide open. But if you're Merab, you don't want to fight your boy, the UFC is going to give you the toughest fight. And I feel like that's the winner out of Sandhagen and Vera. The winner out of that, it could be Corey, it could be Vera. I feel like you're gonna get Merab. And you know, Sterling did talk about moving up in weight if he does beat Cejudo. So let's say that does happen. You didn't have an interim title, and maybe that could be Merab versus I don't know, because you still got O'Malley waiting. So no matter what, O'Malley's gonna get next. So I don't know, 135 is kind of weird right now. And then if Cejudo wins, it gets even weirder. So we'll see, but I'm definitely getting Merab versus the winner out of Sanhagen and Marlon Vera. I think that makes the most sense. And that's my fights to make. Comment if you agree with it, if you disagree with it. If you have any other fights you would love to see the main card winners fight, let me know. Like the video and subscribe.